Hi, I'm Janet Napolitano, Secretary of the Department of Homeland Security. Homeland Security begins with hometown security. That's why I'm pleased that Walmart is helping to make our communities more safe and secure. If you see something suspicious in the parking lot or in the store, say something immediately. Report suspicious activity to your local police or sheriff. If you need help, ask a Walmart manager for assistance. Thank you for doing your part to help keep our hometowns safe.
Hi, I'm Janet Napolitano, Secretary of the Department of Homeland Security. Homeland Security begins with hometown security.
Well, it's here. 1984 in America. This is the straw that breaks the camel's back. There is no doubt that we're in deep trouble as a society. The head of Homeland Security, Big Sis, Janet Napolitano, has now come out and announced that over 800 Walmarts in the next month are going to install telescreens at the checkout scanner with different federal orders to spy on the other people shopping.
That's why I'm pleased that Walmart is helping to make our communities more safe and secure. If you see something suspicious in the parking lot or in the store, say something immediately.
Homeland Security is putting up billboards all over the country that say if you see something suspicious, communicate it. Okay, well, I'm going to communicate something to you, Homeland Security. I see it suspicious that trillions of dollars have come up missing and the private Federal Reserve won't tell Congress where it's gone, and it turns out it's foreign banks and corporations. I find all the corruption in government that's growing out of control to be suspicious. No wonder you want to distract us with all your fables about terrorist boogeymen. For anybody who studied history, this is completely obvious. We are going into hardcore tyranny.
Report suspicious activity to your local police or sheriff. If you need help, ask a Walmart manager for assistance.
This is Big Brother on steroids. And folks, this is not a surprise to people that have been reading our sites, because Homeland Security for at least 2 years has been on record starting these Viper teams and checkpoints in Boston and New York City and Miami. Suddenly it's on the local news showing them doing the grope downs, grabbing people's genitals, patting them down on the streets of America. This is wrong on so many fronts. It's a violation of the 10th Amendment.
Our Tampa police and federal government agencies are teaming up to keep your family safe.
It's the sort of security we've seen a lot of since 9/11. Now, here at the bus station. It's all part of what Homeland Security calls Viper, for Visible Intermodal Prevention and Response.
This way, us and our partners are ready to move in at a moment's notice.
Folks, it doesn't get any more Big Brother 1984 than this. But it's not going to be Big Brother. It literally is Big Sis when you're checking out, looking down on you, telling you to spy on people around you, injecting paranoia into the society. This is worse than those terror threat levels they had. And now the former head of Homeland Security, Ridge, has gone public saying they would issue those for political purposes.
A vigorous, some might say dramatic discussion ensued. Ashcroft strongly urged an increase in the threat level and was supported by Rumsfeld. There was absolutely no support for that position within our department, that's Homeland Security. None. I wondered, is this about security or politics?
This is our nation turning into an East German Stasi society. And now the system doesn't care. I mean, Wired magazine, feds warrantlessly tracking Americans' credit cards in real time with no warrants, completely illegal. They don't care, they're announcing it. The Wall Street Journal comes out and says, is your video game machine watching you? And goes on to admit that the new Microsoft Kinect system face scans you and has microphones on board and can identify everybody in your home. Our culture has been so conditioned to accept Big Brother that schools in Pennsylvania and other states come right out and say, yeah, the government issued laptops that we give you, we're watching you at home when you're in bed. So, Homeland Security wants you to report where you think terrorism is coming from. Shouldn't all that be reported to Homeland Security? So I'm going to call this public number. They've got this on telescreens at Walmart. They're handing it out at high schools, middle schools. They're handing it out at colleges. And so I'm going to call this public number right now on air. We're going to call Homeland Security right now, and I'm going to report to them who the real terrorists are, just like I did 2 months before 9/11 when I said call the White House, call Congress. They're going to blow up the World Trade Centers and blame it on their asset, bin Laden. Remember that on record? Well, I'm going to call them now, and I'm going to report the crime here live on air. Go ahead and start dialing them, men. Says, did you see something suspicious commuting to work or grabbing some lunch? Then, you know, call Homeland Security. This is the Threat Fusion Centers. Give them something to do so they can find likely spies. Give me a document can shot here.
Hello?
Hey, this is Alex Jones calling. Is this Homeland Security?
It's not.
Is this?
The FBI.
It's the FBI. Oh, same thing. You're under the Homeland Security.
Can I help you?
Yes, we're broadcasting worldwide, and Walmart's putting in the telescreens. I wanted to report key information concerning the attacks of 9/11 and further attacks.
What's your information?
Okay, again, my name is Alex Jones, and I wanted to read to you open source material, exclusive. Al-Qaeda leader dined at the Pentagon just months after 9/11. Anwar al-Awlaki may be the first American on the CIA's killer capture list, but he was also a lunch guest of the military brass at the Pentagon within months of 9/11. And this is when he was on the news as a number 3 in Al-Qaeda, meeting secretly with Pentagon brass, and he admittedly has run the Fort Hood shooter, the underwear bomber, all of these people. Kurt Haskell, the lawyer on the flight back from Amsterdam, reported that he saw government helping him get on the plane. That was later confirmed by the Undersecretary of State, Mr. Kennedy, that an unnamed U.S. agency was ordered to help get the underwear bomber on the plane. I want to report the Pentagon and the U.S. government for their history of staging terror attacks, including the Gulf of Tonkin to start the Vietnam War. I want to report Operation Northwoods. I want to be able to send you the newscast that were live of the police saying get back, that the government was going to blow up Building 7 on 9/11. So will you take my report here, or who can I call to report who the terrorists are?
I'll provide you with an email address. Hold on, please.
And see, everybody, they want to put us on lists. They want to do all this. Call them all the time. We know who the terrorists are. We know who ordered the FBI to stand down and called dozens of FBI agents in Arizona, in Florida, and in Minnesota off of the terrorist. Are you back, sir? Because I'm here to report the terrorists, since they've got telescreens going in at Walmart's. Hello? Broadcasting worldwide, ladies and gentlemen. I'm not putting up with it anymore. We need to get in these people's faces and let them know that we're fully aware who's staging the terror attacks. Doesn't matter. Worldwide polls already show 83%. Angus and Reed, New York Times poll. Question the official.
Okay, sir, I'm back.
Official live 9/11. Yes, can I have your name, please?
I'm the duty agent.
The duty agent. Where is this particular Threat Fusion Center located that I just happened to be dialed into?
I work in Atlanta, sir.
So this didn't geolocate to the Threat Fusion Center in Austin. It sent it to the FBI headquarters, or is this a Threat Fusion command base?
I don't know how you initiated your call, sir. I happen to be in Atlanta, and I'll provide you with that mailing address now if you're prepared to copy.
Yes. In fact, guys, can I have a pen? I forgot to get one. We are going to put that mailing address out. Please give us the mailing address.
P.O. Box 98128 in Atlanta, Georgia, and the zip code is 30359.
Can you give that to me one more time? Sorry, I'm writing.
P.O. Box 98128, Atlanta, Georgia, 30359.
Sir, you've certainly heard that Anwar al-Awlaki is behind all the latest terror attacks. Do you find it interesting? Do you think I should have called?
I'm not going to discuss that with you now. If you have any information we need to review, we would like to take a look at it. Just go ahead and mail it to that address.
So everybody should mail you Fox and AP that the top terrorist works for the government. Okay. Maybe he's hanging out at your office. Okay. Thank you. I mean, hell, if he's at the Pentagon, why not be at your office? Okay, ladies and gentlemen. So, let me give you that number again for anybody out there that wants to call 877-428-5324. I mean, let's tell them where the terrorists are. Let's mail them disc with the CNN and all the other newscasts with the police going, get back. They're bringing 7 down. Silverstein saying, yeah, we gave the order to blow it up and watch it come down. I mean, let's send it all to them. But see, it's all part of the little false power trip of how, oh, they're keeping America safe. Give me a break. Oh, and well, they care about the veterans as the government announces they're going to take their pension funds and their health care from veterans. New York Times tells us what a great idea it is. Visit Infowars.com and PrisonPlanet.com. When you're on the site, you can also tune in 24 hours a day to my daily radio broadcast. There's also a free iPhone app to listen to the syndicated radio show when and where you want.
As we all know, the biological and social stimulation of the family leads to private reflection outside party needs.
You're thought criminal.
Unorthodox loyalties which can only lead to thought crime. There is truth, and there is untruth. Is the freedom to say 2 plus 2 equals 4.
Clasp your hands behind your heads.
Surrounded.
Courage, strength, and youth are sacrificed. Who are you?
There are thought criminals who maintain that resistance is not real. Believe me, Winston, it's very real.
A brotherhood from the age of the thought police.
30 to 40 group, take your places, please.
Double plus good, this. Dinner. I don't think there's a single piece of meat in this, dear.
You knew this was